I'm Patrick Bateman. You might remember me from such videos as the Rat Invitational or the Rat Invitational 2. Tonight, you're in for something completely different.
Mr. McMahon.
Mr. Kenny, a pleasure.
Good evening. Nice to have you over here for the next Rat Invitational.
It's nice to be in the penthouse.
It's very good. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Well, that's what we're here for, Kenny, so let's go straight ahead.
No problem at all. Okay. How do you feel about this next encounter?
Well, this encounter has been a long time coming. As we look presently back, I won a lot.
Yeah, you did win twice in the last two matches. The first one was a 4-3 victory, and the second a 3-2 victory.
Like I said, yeah, a lot.
You did win a lot, I must say. What type of form do you feel you're in for this match?
Well, I feel I'm in the form of my life.
Form of your life.
Really, yes.
Excellent.
I'm in love with the game.
What do you think your opponent, myself, will do during this match?
I don't think much really, to be honest.
Oh, really now?
No, I don't think so. Considering my previous encounters and victories, I think it's a fairly clear-cut advantage that I have, and I am going to. Well, once I get to the Britannia, I'm going to. Since so many people's old ground is going to be destroyed. The fortress will be no more.
I think your opponent will have something else to say about that.
I think he might.
That's for later.
That's another day.
That is for later. It has recently been put forward that you do not play attractive football by some pundits. How do you react to these comments?
Well, these pundits, you know, they come in and they speculate, they watch the game. But you know, I don't think they really know what's going on, to be honest with you. Now, my form and my systems, they've been criticised in the past, but I produce victories. So you tell me of these critics, you know, who are they? I don't know. I don't watch them. I don't read their stuff. You know, I better just be doing it in my time. You know, like actually playing the game. You know, that's what I have to say to them.
I suppose what you'll have to do is try and put the comments of these journeymen to rest.
Yes.
This next encounter.
Indeed, journeyman. You know a lot about that. Any more questions?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you enjoy pina coladas and being caught in the rain?
Well, as you know, Kenny, I'm not much into yoga. I'm into champagne.
Well, thank you for your time and this interview, Mr. McMahon.
I would say good luck, but well, I suppose you need it. So go ahead.
We'll see you in the coming match. Thank you.
Indeed.
Thank you very much.
Go back to my book. Bonjour, Mr. Kenny. I am Pierre St. Clement from l'équipe. I have a few questions for you.
No problem, Pierre.
So, are you ready to begin?
Yes, I'm ready to begin. Yep.
Alors, first, my fans of l'équipe want to know, how do you feel going into this encounter?
I would say I'm a little worried about coming into this encounter, but I think I'll have the guile over my opponent this time. I think I'll have him cornered. He won't be able to keep the Tony Pulis football down.
Mr. Pulis, very respected in the force. What form do you feel you are in at the moment?
I've been in a few rough patches lately, but I'm going to strive and come back aggressively and prevail.
What methods do you think your opponent will use against you?
Personally, I think my opponent, Mr. McMahon, I think he's going to be playing a lot of wing play. He's going to try just to pass it to the wing, run straight up, and then just sweat the ball into the middle and possibly get a Andy Carroll header, or even pass it across goal and just hit it in. But he'll be a tough opponent. He'll play very defensively. It'll be hard to get past his back line.
It has recently been put forward by some critics that your style of play is not fanciful. What do you say to these commentators?
I would have reason to agree with the commentators. I do not play beautiful football. I do not. I try to play the Route 1 game and try to get the ball as fast up the pitch as I can and as fast into the goal as I can.
The Rat Invitational was a highly challenged encounter with you coming out on the losing side. Do you feel that this game is personal and the chance for redemption?
I think this game is very personal. It's supposed to be one of the most personal encounters I've had. He's a tough opponent. We've had many battles in the past, and he's triumphed to get against me many more times than I have against him. But this, in fact, will be my time for redemption. I will win. I have no confidence that I will win well, but I'm confident enough to say that I will win.
And one last question for my French friends. It has been said that you like custard creams. Is this true?
I do enjoy a custard cream from time to time with my tea, but honestly, I would say I'm more of a bourbon type of guy.
Chocolate.
I do like the chocolate. It's delightful, really. But is that the last of your questions, Mr. Pierre?
Thank you very much, Mr. Kenny. France, eagerly await the encounter. Thank you. Very good.
Thank you.
Yes.
Good luck.
Now, here we have the lineups. I, a big fan of Big Sam, have chosen to continue his purpose-built team. In goals, Adrian. This season, it's been unbelievable. One of the main reasons West Ham have been able to almost, not quite challenge for Champions League spots, but they've fell off quite recently over Christmas. In defence, Tompkins and Kiate. Now, if anybody hasn't get through that, I'm calling up Big Sam myself and asking what the fuck's going on. Cresswell, Demel, Beast, Song, he's in there to just get in, stop Kenny's team. Nolan, the funky chicken, he's sort of one. Noble, can't leave that man out. Been a great servant to the club. Downing, recently, at his Liverpool times, he's been very, very criticised. For good reason. He was shit. But now, I plan on using him in a centre attacking role and reinvigorating his game. It can be done. Up front, this is where it really gets tricky. Valencia, he's there for one reason only. Run. Andy Carroll, he's there for one reason only. Hit the ball to him so he can run. This team will. Here we have my counter-attacking setup. 4 in the back, of course. Nothing else in FIFA will do. You're playing 3 in the back, you're losing. In midfield, Song, sweep up, and gets past the other 2. As you can see here, not much wing play. Not needed. I need to get as much of the ball in possession in the middle, do the groundwork, do the league header mode stuff, get the ball, and then, as soon as it is, Downing, get the ball to him. And then Valencia, through balls, Andy Carroll, chip through balls. Long balls. That's how you win. You counter. You don't mess around. You don't play fancy stuff. Not in FIFA. Not in a match like this. Demel, Cresswell, when needed, they can push up. If I go behind. But hopefully that won't happen. Because if I do go behind, then we're going to see Nolan maybe getting subbed for Arnautovic. Possibly Nola's going to, Jarvis is out there. Because that's what's going to happen if I do go down. But otherwise, we're talking Andy Carroll all day long. Valencia, run. available.
Right, here we have Stoke. We have Begovic, Barnsley, Shawcross, Volscheid, Cameron, Whelan, Palacios, Moses, Arnautovic, Diouf and Crouch. Right, now Begovic hasn't been too great now in the back, but Shawcross in the boys, he'll break your fucking legs. Whelan, he's going to be playing great stuff. So is Moses, not so much Palacios, Arnautovic, and Diouf, sure he can run anyway, he can run fairly well. So we're going to go around the back here and have a look at the old tactics. Right, boys, here we go. We have the back line here, we're playing the 4 with the 2 there, with the 2 over here, and the 1 and the 1. And, right, Begovic and the boys, they're all going to stay right there. They're not going to move, they're just going to hold the back line. But I'd say Bartley, I'd say he might do a bit of a tracking up, so Moses can run up, come into the side over here, and then he'll zigzag across, and then he'll probably score a bit of a goal. But Glenn Whelan and Crouch, perfect conditions for both of these boys. Whelan, he's going to just paroof around this area here. He's going to paroof around there. And he's going to send the ball up to Mr. Peter Crouch here. But he won't even be up here because he's too slow. He's going to stay around the back here and try and have a few shots there on goal. And then Diouf, he's just going to be running all around the place over here. But mainly shots to be had, and I'd say Arnautovic, he'll run up and he'll just put in a dainty bit of a cross over the Crouch and hit it in. But that's what we're going for here now. But remember what I said. Perfect conditions for Glenn Whelan and Peter Crouch. So, we'll get the show on the rod. Right, story ladies and gents, Mr. McMahon here beside me. And after that shit show you just watched of I don't even know what, but this is the Rat Invitational episode 3, and it's also going to be a forfeit match where whoever scores a goal, the other person will have to drink some lovely vodka.
Drink responsibly.
Drink
like us.
Yeah. But this will be ultra defensive style football, not entirely. But other than that, we'll get this show on the road with some Stoke versus West Ham style football.
Let's go.
No! Oh,
Andy.
Jesus.
You merciful man.
Bang! Oh, Moses. What are you playing? Oh, it's back there.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
No contradiction this. Andy, get down.
No! Oh, Begovic. Thank you.
Andy to Valencia.
Come on, Crouch. Crouch, get your noggin on it.
Ah, it's done. Oh yeah.
What? I got the ball.
It's doing down and it's easily he's shite. He's just shite.
I thought this was Downing's day.
It's up, but no. Oh.
Yeah.
Andy. Oh. Oh! Why did I not go for it? Why did I not go for it? Oh no, I don't want to get counterattack.
Come on, Diouf.
Not today.
Oh, Andy.
Oh, sound. Yeah.
Look at those stats.
A little. That's the only side I see. Oh yeah, now we're talking.
Come on.
Now we're talking.
In hard.
This is what this game needed.
Oh no, the defense. Where's it gone? Where's it gone?
Oh.
it's still there because of that man. Peter Palacio, feeding Crouch, feed him in! Yes! Peter Crouch! Here we go!
Oh, now it's personal.
I do believe there's
That celebration is personal.
there's a matter that's needed.
Go on.
Mr. McMahon?
I do not support tricking. You need to know that, kids. WWE stuff. I concede.
Don't
It's Peter Crouch.
don't drink in FIFA.
Don't drink and concede against Peter Crouch. It's a hazard. Isn't that? Yeah. Oh, okay. That's right. That's what I deserve. That's what I get. There's a sick feeling in the bottom of my stomach, and it's not the vodka.
No.
Vodka time! And Stuart Downing. He's redeemed it.
Peter Crouch and Stuart Downing scored. Oh.
Oh, actually, Kenny. Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Indeed.
I don't drink vodka much.
Oh, Andy, you beast! Yes! Double vodka time for Kenny.
Oh.
What a beautiful girl. I knew Andy was going to repay me.
Oh.
What?
Come
Oh.
on. My defense ripped apart. Oh. I suppose it's about time, Big Andy.
Big Andy has called you to drink.
Big Andy has called me out.
Oh, I think that might be the match, to be honest. Just you happen to drink the 2 shots of vodka.
Oh.
Yeah.
That might
That
cost
might.
me. Stay running, Joof. Oh, for the love of God. What was that? You fucking manlet.
Animal Crouch. Oh,
Come on. No, Moses!
Oh, wow. Should I took that?
Oh, Jesus, what? Just pass the ball. Pass the ball. Oh, no, it's Valencia. He's through.
Oh.
Begovic. Oh, come on. Fuck.
Wow. So what's your last 3 minutes? Is that Micah type yet?
Oh, yeah. I suppose I may have.
Oh, what for shit?
Oh, for losing that match, I think I just probably have another run.
Maybe we'll have a post-match vodka.
I
Usually they have wine in the Premier League, but me and Kenny, vodka is probably the better substitute. Alas, to Andy Carroll,
Oh.
faithful servant. Oh. Wow.
The third one is always the easiest. Remember that. Unless you're not 18 or over, don't drink. Ugh.
Kenny, we put
Don't need to be saying that here.
that was the sort of thing.
Careful now.
That's what cost you, Kenny. That Peter Crouch celebration. It angered me.
Yeah. if any of you ever noticed, anytime I've ever done that celebration against John, he always beats me.
You should have given me vodka, Kenny. I scored 2 goals after giving me vodka.
I did.
Yeah! Is it time for post-match analysis, Kenny?
I think it's time for the post-match analysis, so we will join you in a split second.
After the advertisements.
What?
By Amberleaf!
Sponsored by Amberleaf. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here is the post-match analysis that we will be going through here with myself and Mr. McMahon. The victor of the match. 2-1 overall, but let's begin over this. So the goals, obviously 2-1. Shots 8-7. Fair play, but shots on target.
Yes.
Mine 3 shots on target to 8 shots.
There was a few speculative efforts, I would say. By both sides.
Adventurous to say the least.
Yes. Possibly so.
Very adventurous. And McMahon's, of course, 5-7. He was on point.
Which I believe was a shot accuracy of 71%.
71%
For you Hawkeye viewers.
My lowly 37% shot accuracy was
Stats like that, you know, that cost you the match.
disappointing to see, really. Really are. The pass accuracy, on the other hand, mine was a generous 80%. It was on point with my passing, but not as on point to win the match with it. But Drums was 78%. It was...
Well, I took a lot of chances in the match. A lot of true balls, a few long ones. My pass accuracy is usually pretty low. But doesn't really matter. As the detractors usually point out.
As people can see,
But
the victor does not always have the best stats.
no.
But in this case, the better football was played on the part of my opponent. But we shall carry on. Say the tackles, 10-13.
Tackles, that's the real key, I'd say. Part of the game.
It was a very rainy day.
Combustible, I think, is the word I would use. Rambunctious, possibly. Rambunctious. There was a lot of shoulders going. There was one particular that really set the tone of the match. Yeah, I think that was a real turning point for me. That just absolute hammering shoulder. All the vodka was probably the turning point in the match.
The vodka was the turning point, and the celebration.
The celebration.
The celebration was the true turning point.
It was.
My aspect was to really boil the blood of my opponent, but I forgot about how boiling blood can really be the detrimental effect to your own demise.
Yes.
In this case.
That's it. What would you call that celebration?
What would I call that celebration? In FIFA it is called the Movuelo celebration. Unlocked at level 1 for everyone out there. Go to your catalogue and get it.
Well, level 1, that's not a surprise to me really. That's because that's the level. That celebration is not really.
But it's the most...
It's not the classiest celebration should we call it.
No, by far it's not a classic celebration at all.
No.
But I believe it to be the best. Personally, I call it the duck dance, or the duck walk. It is
The duck walk.
the duck walk, but it is fantastic. Now we get on to everything else. The fouls, mine,
Very low actually.
they were very low for one of these type of matches.
Extremely really.
Two fouls to 1, but
Yes.
there was no yellows or reds, which is
Extremely surprising.
extremely
Usually
surprising.
there's at least 4 or 5 yellows usually.
I thought at one part of the match, Shawcross went very hard into one of your players.
Well, if it had been a rainier day, I imagine it would have been a lot more, as we say, rambunctious challenges.
Rambunctious challenges, and which is not on the stats, which oddly enough it should be. There was no direct free kicks. Surprisingly enough, there's always a direct free kick, but the long ball prevails. Of course, just hoof it up. Injuries. Both of us contained one injury, but there were non-key players that got injured. They played on.
But I think the key players in the match, like were definitely down. It was a coming of age performance really. Of the kind that we didn't see. And he always, Kenny Dalglish really. He expected it.
He started off very weak.
He did.
He started off very weak, but he came through and he got the first goal. He got the equaliser.
I may have called him shit at one stage.
I believe he did.
I believe I did, but very quick. I think that was the push he needed. It was kind of Brian Clough-like. I do say so myself. That really, that always kind of Ray Keane style magic. That doesn't always work, but in this case, I think prevailed. And Downing really, I think that with that and the vodka, maybe the vodka. I think that's
possibly the vodka.
Yes, giving me vodka was not a good decision. He scored 2 goals. I'm pretty sure.
Matt, you love vodka. It is true. But the offsides, both of us contained 1 offside. Also, corners. West Ham with the 2 corners. None of them got a goal, but they were, of course, corners are always unexpected chances.
Back to the ratings. Who would you say is your man of the match?
Personally, my man of the match is possibly the West Ham man. I thought that Andy Carroll, even though for parts of the match he was anonymous, but his strength was just
irrepressible, I would say.
Irrepressible, couldn't be outdone by anyone on my team, even by Shawcross, as hard as he was. As hard as he was probably the dirtiest player on my team, but he was the sentinel in the back that I needed, but just not enough to stray away from that 2-1.
Well, I would say on your
2-1
side,
loss.
Glenn Whelan did a powerhouse performance. Now, it wasn't quite enough in the end.
It wasn't quite enough. He did have a few shots.
Speculative efforts.
But
someone said.
He was only able to catch 1 off that was not blocked by one of your defenders, I must say. But I would like to think that if one of those was to be unleashed in all its fury, I think it could have went in. Glenn Whelan, very, very underrated Irish player.
I would say myself, there's 2 particular players that I thought put powerhouse. Really, I think Dimel. Now, Jenkinson nearly got in there.
Jenkinson nearly did.
It was only the fact that his name was shorter than Jenkinson that allowed him into the team when I was doing this. So that is the only reason he actually got in. And I admit it.
But one thing I must say about Jenkinson is I believe he should probably stay at West Ham. I know he's on loan from Arsenal, but he'll prevail more at West Ham. It's more his style of football. He'll grow more at West Ham.
But back in the day, just Demel power performance right up and down those wings. It's like as I said, tactically, I had a feeling I won't go down. And once I did, I started off defensive. But then as soon as I went down, I went back to balanced. That was the way of thinking. Because once then, I went back to balanced. It allowed Demel and a deep Crescent. And they did in their shrubs, which allowed the midfielders to do their stuff, not to be tracking to the wings, because I didn't bring wingers, because no one were overrun. So then allowed them to move forward, really take on those wingers. But I feel the main man for me, the really match. Now, I know Downing did score a goal, which was fantastic, and Andy Carroll. The behemoth himself.
The behemoth. He is.
The ponytailed behemoth.
It's a man who likes to drink Cristal in Cristal.
We were talking about champagne earlier on. There's a man who indeed enjoys it and is not a fan of yoga either.
He's not a fan of yoga.
But my man of the match was Song.
The former Arsenal Barcelona.
Exactly.
What a guy. He's been around. He knows the drill. He knows what to do.
You have to, shall we say, adapt to my
style
because he's run under Wenger, under Guardiola, and now he's been under
and of course Big Sam.
And Big Sam, of course. Yes.
Can't forget Big Sam.
I think under the guidance tutelage of Big Sam, he has come of age. And in that defensive midfield role, in behind the goal, kept you at bay for most of the game. One goal, great goal. What a deep, he swept up most of the time. And he allowed match. That type of match you need warriors. It's what to do. That's what it is.
And there we have it. That is the post-match interview. And
That's what happens.
I think
Efficient loss.
my efficient loss.
Loss.
If I was to do anything different, I'd say I would have changed my formation. I think 4 at the back was not enough for that team. I would not have played Palacios again. Palacios was found out in that match. Wilson.
The Honduran.
Yes.
Famous for being a Honduran.
Famous for being a Honduran, but I think, even though he's a right mid, I think Walters would have played very well there.
Johnny was the kind of man you need today.
He usually plays right mid or
I was delighted now when I saw him play.
He's a book, as we would say. But thank you very much, everybody, for watching. I've been Mr. T-licious.
And I've been the winner.
But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you've even got to the end of this video, I would like to thank you. Well, more than likely happened, but I would like to thank you for sitting down and watching this pile of sal that we have conducted. And
or scutter, for want of a better word.
Sal, scutter,
whatever you may call it.
Contentiousness, whatever you would like to say, but contentiousness. But I think once a month we should conduct a Rat Invitational.
Yes. That sounds pretty good. If you want to lose once a month, that's good, Kenny.
Oh, I do not intend on losing against you ever again, Mr. Anderson. But thanks you all for watching. I've been Mr. T-licious.
And I've been Pierre Saint Clement.
He's been Pierre Saint Clement,
the Keep journalist.
And don't forget to spoon up that like button, stir up that share button, and take a sip of that lovely sub juice you got in front of you.
Read some poetry.
Read some poetry. Emily Dickinson's finest.
Yes. You're not a fan. But anyway.
No.
I'll bid you adieu.
No. Good night.
I bid you adieu.